Biden treads carefully as his son's gun trial gets underway. Hunter Biden's father made a statement during the jury selection process on Monday, highlighting the tightrope he is trying to tread throughout his re-election campaign. Joe Biden declared, "I am the president, but I am also a father." He continues by expressing his support for his son, who is accused of lying about his drug addiction on background checks for a 2018 weapon purchase, potentially earning up to 25 years in jail. He goes on, "As president, I don't and won't comment on pending federal cases. However, as a father, I have unending love, faith, and respect for my son's strength." By now, everyone is aware of Hunter Biden's battles with heroin addiction. These are revelations that he has made public and written about in his memoir. They will soon be used as supporting documentation in his trial and as conversation starters for the general public. Joe Biden has discussed his son's turbulent personal life in public before. He declared himself to be proud of his lone surviving son during the first presidential debate with Donald Trump in 2020. "Like many of the people you know at home, my son struggled with drugs," he remarked. "He has surpassed it. It's fixed by him. He put effort into it." President Biden was addressing Trump's criticism during a debate 4 years ago. His remarks now, though, might be an attempt to diffuse the political tension that is expected to arise from the public presentation of his son's troublesome background and, consequently, the Biden family's history as a whole. Hunter Biden's troubles and scandals. Kathleen Boulay, the ex-wife of Hunter Biden, is anticipated to testify regarding her husband's drug use. The prosecution has also listed Hallie Biden, the widow of Hunter Biden's brother Beau, who threw the disputed firearm in a Delaware trash can, and with whom Hunter would subsequently become romantically linked, as one of its witnesses. Kate Anderson Brower, a writer of multiple books about U.S. presidents, their families, and first ladies, says, "It's definitely not a good look." She claims that in the past, presidents have had to handle family strife. For example, Bill and Jimmy Carter experienced embarrassing situations as siblings. But it is utterly unusual for a president's child to be put on trial for a crime, and it has left the elder Biden balancing on a knife's edge. This past weekend he traveled to Delaware to spend time with his son. On Sunday night he remained in Wilmington, the site of the trial. Monday's jury selection process had strong representation from the Biden family. However, by then the president had already made his way back to Washington. He has shown his support for his son, but he has also avoided becoming involved in the case directly. First Lady Jill Biden, however, was present and seated behind Hunter. Both during the morning break in court and at the end of the day, the two shared an embrace. Along with her were Hunter's half-sister Ashley Biden and her husband, as well as his present wife Melissa Cohen Biden, who shook his hand as he left the courtroom. Following the death of Hunter Biden's mother in a 1972 vehicle accident that also injured Beau, Jill Biden wed the president. Their little sister Naomi also died in the disaster. The president has incorporated his family's closeness into his political persona and speaks about it frequently. As a U.S. Senator, he talks about how he would take the train home to Delaware each night so he could say goodnight to his kids. After Beau Biden passed away in 2016 from brain cancer, he wrote a book about grieving and talked about the mental anguish he went through after losing his first wife. The less respectable facets of the Biden family history will now be exposed to the public, including text exchanges between Hunter Biden and his relatives, including private correspondence with Beau's widow. There will also be pictures and other information regarding Hunter Biden's usage of crack cocaine. A portion of that was probably taken from the laptop, whose presence and contents caused controversy in the closing moments of the 2020 presidential contest. Following one of the most significant developments in the 2024 presidential race thus far, Trump's conviction on 34 felony counts of falsifying corporate records, is the Hunter Biden trial. Comparisons will inevitably arise between the two trials despite the fact that the two cases, charges against a candidate versus the candidate's son, are very different from one another. The media's attention will be diverted from Trump by the Biden family turmoil and Hunter Biden's legal issues, at the very least. And Mr. Biden might be less inclined to support assaults on Trump's criminal conviction if there are legal concerns pertaining to his son. Going into his final campaign, the president might find it to be a major distraction as well. According to Brower, it's going to be very difficult for Biden personally. It's his only surviving kid, but he has experience attempting to block off his personal life from his public life. It must be quite exhausting. Hunter Biden's legal drama is different from Trump's in another manner. The 3 further criminal proceedings against the former president are unlikely to be resolved before November's election. On the other hand, Hunter Biden is also facing federal tax accusations and his trial is set for September. Given that the case includes financial offenses rather than ones related to the president's drug addiction, it may be more politically harmful for him. It concerns an alleged failure to pay at least $1.4 million in taxes over a 4-year period. According to Bauer, it is much harder to make excuses about tax evasion. Hunter Biden's father has the authority to pardon him if he is found guilty in any federal trial. In the past, such a move would have been politically damaging, but Trump used his pardon power to release a number of problematic employees, and it appears that he paid nothing for it. Although Joe Biden the father has maintained that his son is innocent, so that is an option that he may find appealing, the White House has stated that it is not being considered.